Alright lads, this is the Meta Goblin here, and today we're covering the Frost Death Knight changes for Legion 7.0. Now, at a first glance, Frost hasn't had many changes. There's a few more abilities which are actually going to be implemented into the main rotation. It isn't just going to be 1, 2, 3 in the rotation now. It's going to be like more like 5 abilities, maybe even 6 in a PvP scenario, maybe for you to maximise your damage. And what else? Oh yeah, certain things have been fixed, like for instance, Killing Machine only affecting Obliterate rather than Obliterate and Frost Strike. Another great thing is the fact that each spec has its own unique dots. So Frost is only going to have 1 dot, and this dot has whenever it does damage, it has a chance to grant you about 5 runic power, as it says here. And you will only need to use Howling Blast to apply this dot, so you won't need to apply Plague Strike into your rotation because that was just completely retarded. So let's run actually before I run through talents, there is its ability. Its ability, which isn't a talent. Where is it? There's this thing called Hungering Runeblade. Where'd it go? Right. And it's basically like a passive dot, which it's not applied to your enemy. It's like an aura coming out of you, and it basically progressively does 25. Not 25. It just basically progressively does frost damage, and the effect will like stack. And then if it stacks to a certain amount, the cooldown will be completely reset. And when it stacks to maximum, it will also do a massive AoE burst of damage. Now it costs either 20 runic power or 2 runes. I can't see it being useful for. I think it's kind of like going to be one of those things you have to retain constantly, like in your rotation, like as a highest priority. Anyway, let's run through the talents. So in the first tier, we've got some interesting changes to the main rotation. So you've got this thing called Sub-Zero, which basically means that your Killing Frenzy obliterates do more extra frost damage. So it's definitely going to benefit you from your mastery. So it's going to be, that's going to be increased burst damage. Icy Talons, each time you frost strike, your melee attack speed is increased by 25%, and it's going to stack up in duration. So this is definitely going to be like an increase to your progressive and sustained damage. Without Remorse it's interesting because you got that major fix with Killing Frenzy only affecting 1 ability, and now this talent is here to affect 2 and basically break Death Knight all over again, but it also increases your chance to get Killing Machine proc, so I don't know why that's there, to be honest. So in the second tier we've got more stuff that affects the main rotation. So your auto attacks have a chance to basically proc this big AoE burst of cross damage. Definitely going to be useful to increase your AoE damage, and definitely good for RBGs. Biting Winds is going to increase the chance that your rhyme occurs, so an increased chance to your Howling Blast, which is also going to be a big increase to your frost damage. It's basically going to be increased to your sustained AoE damage. This is going to be, the other one's going to be increased to your burst AoE damage. Actually no, it's all progressively increasing your AoE damage, except that this talent here also allows you to stack till Killing Machine proc, so that's going to be very useful, so you don't waste one. And then this one affects Hungering Runeblade and basically makes it start with 5 souls already, and a damage of like the explosion at the end is going to be increased by 15%. So it's all things that increase your AoE damage in certain different AoE scenarios, I guess. Third tier is pretty much unchanged apart from this new ability called Rune Longevity, and you basically get an extra rune which has an extra regeneration rate. The other 2 are just like completely unchanged. In this tier here, you've got March of the Damned. It's basically a rework of Death's Advance. It's only going to be useful really for PvP, and you can't be reduced below 100% movement speed, which is great, and you basically CC on you is reduced by 20%. As you can see, the other options are basically other things to prevent crowd control, and it isn't lined with Asphyxiate, which is definitely going to fix the maneuverability problems with Death Knight. Spellbreaker here is more going to be the PvE talent, I think, and AMS is an increased duration and absorbs more magical damage, and DG is pretty much the same. Next here you got Purgatory. and then you've got Death Pact, Vero's in the same tier, but you've also got improved Icebound Fortitude, so that's going to increase the duration slightly. And it's going to increase, reduce the cooldown, and it's going to increase its damage reduction. I don't know if that's going to, what does the glyph do again? Reduces the cooldown and the duration, so maybe that might go well with the glyph, I don't know. Maybe the glyph's getting removed, maybe it's exclusive, whatever. This tree's, all the abilities here are unchanged apart from the fact that Fixate is in this tree. The stun has been reduced by 1 second. It's on a 1 minute cooldown these days. I don't know why they've done that. That seems a bit daft. But I think we can also use Strangulate because it doesn't say that it replaces Strangulate, so let's have a look at Strangulate here. I don't know, Strangulate's there and doesn't get, so maybe we've got a silence and a stun on a 1 minute cooldown, and that's 5 seconds, 4 seconds, that's 9 seconds of crowd control with a lot of we can get slowed. We've got a lot of slows, snares and stuff. I think Death Knight maneuverability and crowd control utility is actually, for a change, going to be fixed. It isn't just going to be a great damage spec, it's going to be a great utility and maneuverable and damage spec. So anyway, let's get on. The only thing new here is Glacial Advance. It's probably going to be it's basically an AoE thing, isn't it? It's or near the right, yeah. So it's like an AoE, a more AoE. Maybe it will only be a PvE talent. We don't know. But BOS is really bad for PvP, and Glacial Advance might be the answer. Maybe Tempering Power. It seems like it's going to do a lot of damage. So if someone's Glacial Advance from the ground, I think it's going to be like a prismatic crystal. Like you put like something down onto the floor, and anyone near it will take extra damage. It's going to be a bit like Death and Decay actually. So maybe people just move out of it and it'll be completely useless. But maybe it'll be strong for like one patch until people learn what it actually does. But anyway, only time will tell. These talents here are like pretty much unchanged, and that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the PvP talent system. So as you can see here, you've got like it's pretty much the same as the other talent system. So anyway, in this first tier we've got basically stuff that is going to reduce crowd control on you or get you out of crowd control. This Gladiator's Medallion, I don't know if that's going to have a separate cooldown to the item trinket. Maybe there isn't going to be an item trinket. I don't know, maybe you're going to have like 2 trinket effects. I don't really know. Adaptation. Basically, like whenever you're in a really long CC, like fears and stuff, there's going to be a chance that it will be removed, like shortly after it's been applied. So that's going to be useful against those kind of classes. And then Relentless is basically a CC reduction. I think that's going to be the strongest option. We also, I forgot to mention, we also don't have what's it called? Frost Presence or Unhurled Presence or Blood Presence, because obviously it would stack with this and stack with that other talent, and it'd be like 6% crowd control reduction duration. It would just be like a fear would last 1 second on you, so that's probably why they've removed the presences actually. In this second tier, it's all about damage. So this one, your DPS is increased, damage is increased by 15%. If you haven't been attacked, being attacked will cancel the effect for 8 seconds. So I don't think that's ever going to be useful because you're always getting attacked. 50% haste increase, you've got that. Reinitiation, when people, it's basically similar to that Marksman Hunter passive, where you're gonna have like an extra crit chance on targets over 80% health. I don't know if it's gonna be useful because you already have 100% chance to crit, but This Candiverous Pallor. Basically it works like Stagger. So Stagger, you take damage and then that damage is split into a dot. And it's only going to affect magical critical strikes, and it's going to be converted into a disease. So yeah, it's going to basically just help your healers out and prevent you from just getting burst down as easily. I think that's a great talent. I'd probably get removed. It sounds that strong. And then you got Dark Sim and AMZ in the same tier, so these are only options. And and the AMZ has been increased by 2 seconds. In the next tier, you've got these aura abilities. So in the first one, anyone really close to you is going to take extra magical damage, which is interesting. Hard Stop Aura is going to increase the cooldown of certain abilities on all the enemies by an extra 30%. So if someone's got like Ice Block on a 5-minute cooldown, that's going to be increased 30% of 5 minutes. I don't know, you do the maths there. I don't really know. I don't know. Right, anyway, Decomposing Aura, sorry, it's basically like an extra dot. It's going to be more of an unholy talent, I think. But yeah, you know, it might come in useful for Frost. Death Chill is basically the remake of Chillblains. It's good that it's in a separate tier, separate talent system, and it's going to be what is it? This permanent root for 4 seconds. It's not going to be annoying in any way. It's not going to be. It's not going to apply a dot. You know, Chillblains, which reduces movement speed. That's just like completely gone. You got Northrend Winds. Oh yeah, sorry. And has a cooldown now, so change of ice will have a cooldown. So the damage done by your Howling Blast will increase by 200% on it's basically an increase of single target damage. It's interesting. I don't think it's going to be 200% when it's released, because that would just be like, that'd be pretty mental, because it's already got like a 300% damage increase. What have we got here? Damage of your Frost Strike is increased by 25% on snare targets, and so, and you basically can crit with your Frost Strike. I think it's only going to be a useful talent if you pick where's the talent calculated? Like these talents here. I have a Storm. It reduces the radius of your hunger in Runeblade, which is the aura effect I was talking about before. But the damage isn't going to be increased by 100%. So if you've got talents which allow you to stay in melee range, or you're against melee, it's definitely going to be a useful talent. This killing machine talent is it looks a bit poo, if I'm going to be honest with you. Basically changes Obliterate to only occur every 45 seconds, because it's an active ability, so you have to click it and then use your Obliterate. But it does more damage, and it has yeah, just does 50% more damage. I don't know if that's a great thing, really. I can't see it being a DPS increase, put it that way. And then Chill Streak. This is probably going to be one of the strongest talents here, because it's like a 1-minute cooldown slow, a very severe slow, 70% of 4 seconds, and it does a lot of frost damage, and it will also jump between different targets. So definitely a good peel, definitely like a mental peeling ability on melee. This is going to be very strong. Anyway, lads, that is the end of this video. Stay tuned for a video, or maybe it might not be a video, but basically I want to stick to a more strict and like a routine to me upload. So for instance, I want to upload like Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, like a guaranteed upload on those days, and then each of those days will have a specific type of video. So maybe a guide, maybe a lore video on one day, maybe a discussion video the other day, maybe the last day will be like completely random. Anyway, lads, stay tuned for more content coming very soon. My name is the Metagoblin, and until my next video, ciao.